Sometimes a weapon or piece of gear comes along that is just flat out plainly different, and depending on the player, it could be the worst thing that you've ever used, or it could be the best thing that you've ever used. Occluded Finality is that type of weapon, and if you're brave enough to tame it, if you're skilled enough to get comfortable with the zoom level, you will be rewarded. It's broken strong, and I have the footage to back it up. There's a lot of things to talk about. It's different, so let's get started. Starting off, the zoom. It's a zoom that sees right into your enemy's soul. It's from another world, and by the way, I did put the Hubble telescope on the barrel for my thumbnail. And at times I will refer to this sniper as the Hubble. 58 zoom stat, almost 6 times zoom. That's where it all begins, and from this point on, no matter what I say, for some of you, that's not gonna matter. I'm about to go through just how crazy the sniper rifle is, how technically it's one of the best, if not the best sniper in the game. And that's still not gonna be enough because you don't like or can't snipe with that zoom level, and that's perfectly okay. Here's that zoom level going from 35 to 40, 40 to 43, to 45 to 50, and then to 58. It has some reach. You're very zoomed in, and let's remember what Bungie did to sniper rifles. Things like hipfire grip don't work on them, and they changed how they work overall. Sniper rifles, they said that we wanted sniper rifles to feel powerful without them being so easy to use that they dominate, so they adjusted how the aim assist is affected by sniper rifle zoom level. Lower zoom scopes have less aim assist, higher zoom scopes have more, and scopes around 50 zoom are unchanged. The highest zoom scopes have a small increase to the aim assist cone angle. Big thing, and I'm gonna break this down the best that I can. As a high impact arc sniper, it has 47 aim assist. And since it's arc, it does have PvE application. I'm gonna talk about that later. I snipe a decent amount. I have over 20,000 sniper kills in Destiny 2. I've used a ton of them. In every single sniper review that I do, I say the same exact thing. If you use snipers, every single one that comes out, you need to try it. That could become your new favorite thing. I did that with Cloud Strike, and that's now my #1 used energy weapon in the entire life cycle of Destiny 2. It has a 50 zoom level, so for me, 58 isn't too far off. When Adored came along, I didn't like it, and I still don't, but that doesn't mean that Adored is a bad sniper because it isn't. It's top tier, it's S tier. It's just not for me. So for this one, every sniper rifle that I try, I do it for 10 games, and in those 10 games, one of 3 things happen. Number 1, I've seen enough and I put it down, and I'll pick it back up. Number 2, I'm kind of unsure and I keep playing with it, or 3, I'm sold. I've had Wii Rans with this. I even had a Wii Ran in Iron Banner. It took me 2 games with the Hubble and I was sold. With what we know about aim assist, range, magnetism, starting accuracy, friction, when they say something like higher zoom scopes are gonna have more aim assist, and this thing has the highest zoom in the game, you take note. Bungie has what they call their secret sauce to make weapons feel good in your hands, and this weapon has all the sauce. It's got essentially max range, if not you can get it max range. It has max zoom. You can feel the shots at times that shouldn't hit, but they do. It gifts you headshots. And I'm gonna bring it up multiple times. If you can deal with the zoom, you have crazy benefits. So I wanna talk about sniping with the zoom level real quick. For you to do well with it, your centering needs to be better. It needs to be on point. And the scope kinda helps with that. And when I say center, centering your enemy in your screen, bringing them to center. Like going back to the very first clip, you see the reticle around the main circle, this blue one? I kinda use that as a guide, as a feel, because if my target's inside there when I center, it's a magnet. I feel good from that point. Like that clip, it looks straight up fake. It looks like an aimbot. This sniper has massive aim assist, friction, pull, all of it, magnetism. All of your drags, all of your flicks, they need to be centered to the target later than sooner. In hipfire, you pretty much need to look in their direction and then start aiming down sights on them instead of looking at them, starting to aim down sights and drag. And that's the best way to kind of explain that. For this zoom level, it's switched. Instead of scoping in the direction, then adjusting, you need to center on them first, then aim down sights, then scope and adjust. And for those of you that are struggling with sniping, it's those 2 movements. That's all sniping is. And with how much this thing has going for it, it's actually easier to do than with other snipers. Your first movement is scoping in the direction of the target. You're moving towards them. That's the first movement. Once the target starts getting into your scope, all that's coming alive, the aim assist, the friction, the slowdown. And that first movement, you're either gonna shoot past them, you're gonna land right before them, sometimes you're gonna be right on them. But if you're before or behind in that first movement, your second movement is to the head. It's what I call point A to point B sniping. The first movement gets you there, the aim assist, the friction, is gonna slow you down, and from right there, it's just a movement to the head. With this one, I've seen a ton of anomalies with this sniper as far as hit detection, hitting things you just absolutely have no business landing. Like the first clip on Javelin, I'm nowhere near my target, but that registered. Or at Midtown, that first movement that I was talking about, the aim assist stopped me right there. I didn't move it, I took the shot and it landed. And you have to think when you're in gunfights and people are strafing, you have this hitbox that you're working with on your enemy. But here's the most interesting part for me. I've used a ton of snipers in the game, and as I go on here talking from this point on, every shot that you see in the background landed. All of these are no scopes. I have about 50 more that I didn't put into the video. I did this all in one play session. I have never used a sniper rifle that's this accurate from the hip. And the shame is I can't really explain it. But then again, I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do so because it's kind of the secret sauce. We can't see what's going on with sniper rifles and hipfire and ADS. But I can tell you what I think is happening. If you've used this sniper, I'm sure you have felt its hit registration, how easy it is to land headshots. It's cranked as far as range, magnetism, all of it. The first no-scope I landed, it was out of necessity. I was like, whoa, like that's pretty cool, let's go. Didn't think anything of it. Well, the next time I did it, again, out of necessity, it landed again. I said, hold up, why is it so accurate? And as the play session went on, this is kind of how it shifted. Like at first, it's lucky, right? It's a lucky shot, must have gotten lucky. Then it turned into a coincidence. Oh, that just must be a coincidence. But as it kept happening, and as something that keeps happening, that turned into what we call a pattern. And I can't fully explain it to you. Like that clip on Pacifica, that's the same enemy. I turned, no-scoped them, I went to the zone, and then finished them off with a no-scope. Like, who does that? And like, I showed Fallout, 2 minutes of clips of me doing this, and he said, dude, like, what am I watching? What is this? Or the clip on the Arc Strider, as it was closing in, both of those shots that I took landed on the Arc Strider. I was able to finish them off. What I think is happening is that when that scaler is placed on the sniper rifle, because it has 58 zoom to help its aim assist, and remember, like all of that makes the accuracy cone tight, and the range makes that cone extend further. It's giving it more help. The scope's locked in at 58, you can't change it. I think that that aim assist cone is just simply on the sniper because of the zoom level. And that hipfire cone is tight and extends out further. And the bullet deviation from center is very small, and it can have 100 range. It seems like it's receiving all the help from that aim assist scope change. Now, do I recommend that you hipfire this? No, I don't. I miss shots, you're gonna miss shots. And what I started doing is that when I'm transitioning, I would look in the direction, trying to rotate to a flag or wherever I wanna go. And if there's an enemy, I just get a shot off and keep going. But the crazy part is those have been landing. And it could be that I'm just lucky, but it has happened so much and so often, I don't feel that that's the case. I have never done this with a sniper rifle, and I know after this video, some of you are gonna go for 20 straight no scopes and you're gonna miss them all, and then you're gonna be upset. It's still RNG, it's still a little luck, but I do think that that luck is maxed out with the stats that this thing has. With all of these things working together, it's there if you need to and use it out of necessity. I recommend 12 meters end in. That's where it has a really good chance. That's like shotgun range. It's there if you need to throw the shot out. And I debated even talking about this because I can't explain it. I can only talk about what I think's happening. But in the end, even if you don't hipfire this thing, that doesn't take away of how much a vacuum your enemy's hitbox is for a bullet. It's cranked up to 11 as far as a pure sniper. That gets us into roles. In the gameplay, you've been seeing a mixture of 3 roles. I have Snapshot Demolitionist, Snapshot Iron Reach, and Snapshot Opening Shot. As far as the hipfire clips, about 80% of those, not surprisingly, was with the Iron Reach role. About 50% of the clips with Demolitionist, and about 5%, so just a couple with that Opening Shot role. For whatever reason, the Opening Shot role felt worse than the others. It wasn't consistent at all in the hipfire mode, but it did feel the best as a pure sniper, or at least tied with the Iron Reach role. All 3 of these are great. Demo for the grenade energy, reach for max range, extending all those things that we've discussed, and then opening shot for that initial accuracy bonus. And those final 2, reach and opening shot, have peak magnetism. For your barrels, you usually work with what you got if you have the right perks. Like if you have snapshot, you just kind of work with what you have, but if you do have the choice, fluted is ranked really high because of the handling boost. Don't shy away from full bore for more range. Things like that. For the magazine, ricochet rounds, armor piercing, or appended mag. And when looking at the perks, there are certain combos that you want. In the first perk node, auto loading, no distractions, under pressure, surplus mulligan, and snapshot. Final node, vorpal weapon, demolitionist, iron reach, elemental capacitor, eye of the storm, and opening shot. For PvE, this does have a use. It is the only arc high impact sniper in the game with vorpal weapon. So think match game, think activities, think the Bacchus Hunter with its super arc buff that you can get. You want to pair that with auto loading or mulligan. Mulligan sometimes will proc even though you land the shot, especially with armor piercing. and you want to pair that with Vorpal. So something like the one I have here on screen, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to stash it. And on this one I have armor piercing. And overall you do want armor piercing or a magazine perk. Crucible wise, high impacts mostly flow through snapshot, especially with the quick draw nerf. The handling stat on them are always low for these high impacts, so snap helps. You can get away with surplus, but snap is best in slot. Other perks, if you want to run something like Under Pressure or No Distractions, you better have on something like Dragon Shadow. Now to pair with Snapshot or Surplus, any of the second column works. I approve of them all. If you grab Snapshot or Surplus, snap first, then you're set. Vorpal for more body damage on supers, Demolitionist for more grenade energy, Reach for max range, which again, that helps it be all around just sticky, all around better. Capacitor on Arc for the handling boost, or Stasis for a strafe speed bonus. Opening shot for crisp first shots, and then Eye of the Storm. The stars might align where you're low health and all the things that are talked about is now going to be paired with more accuracy, and that could lead to some disgusting counter shots. I feel that this is a great sniper. The zoom is different, but it doesn't bother me personally, and I know it bothers some of you. If you get a good roll, give it about 10 games. See how many times it let you down, or how many times you're like, man, this thing's landed. It's a sniper that at base is very, very different than anything else in the game, and the game mechanics favor it. If you put the time in and are comfortable with the zoom level, you're gonna have benefits that no other snipers have. And if you don't, if it doesn't work out, no worries. There are tons of snipers like Adored, Frozen Orbit that are ready to be used. I do feel that this one's kind of broken in the sense of all the things that are placed on it. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. You can use the link down below and my code COOL at checkout for a discount. There's a lot to discuss, like just on the zoom level alone. But how did it feel for you? What are your thoughts? Let's talk about it down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.
That's true. I haven't met a warrior like you since the Dark Age.